Do you know people say that the good guys never win championships? Well, the fella I've got coming up proves that completely wrong, because he is a former World Superbike champion, and as well as that, is the nicest man in the paddock. Please welcome Sylvain Guintoli. So, you know, when I tweeted out this morning, we've got a bit of an announcement. Well, it's not too much of a secret by now, I don't think, as to what is going to be going on with Sylvain Guintoli this next season. Go on, you explain to the ladies and gentlemen what's going on this next year for you.
Yeah, so Suzuki and Hawk Racing have presented me with a fantastic project with a very interesting new bike that I'm very much looking forward to ride next year. So we'll be going to chase victories in the BSB championships.
So back in BSB?
Back in BSB next year. It's a really interesting challenge for all of us, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
Before we start talking about the challenge of the bike and why they probably need somebody like you who's got as much experience on everything, I was looking at his CV. You've ridden everything from 252 strokes, just about nicked onto a 500 two-stroke before they were retired, MotoGP bikes, World Superbike, a little bit of a dip of a toe into British Superbikes before it went a little bit wrong that season. We'll talk about that as well. So you're really well placed to be helping develop what is a brand new bike.
Yeah, I think so. I think I have definitely a lot of experience now, but I'm still saying in the young bracket, or the not too old one anyway. Yeah, I suppose it makes me a good candidate to do that kind of job. We've got, I mean, on paper, because I haven't tried it yet, it looks like we have a fantastic, really fantastic base to work with. So it's very exciting.
Well, when I read I mean, I've not ridden it yet, nobody has. I think Taylor McKenzie's done a few laps around Malin on the new bike, says it's brilliant. It's quite a technically advanced bike, which it needs to be now. We know that a modern 1 litre sports bike needs the traction control, the ABS, the in-corner ABS, all the electronics. However, do you know this thing's got variable valve timing, right? You understand what that is. It's a different valve timing at different revs that gives it either more mid-range without losing the top end, or more top end without losing mid-range. It's a technical thing. The most common way of doing it these days will be electronically or hydraulically. But in MotoGP, that's not allowed. If you've got variable valve timing, it has to be mechanical. So Suzuki on their road bike have gone with a completely mechanical system. It works on ball bearings in a slot, basically. So if this thing's mechanically good, it's gonna race well. It's gonna develop well, I think, because you're not relying on that electronics all the time.
Yes, the very interesting fact that you said is this bike has been developed following the footstep of the MotoGP bike for the engine with the variable valve system. But also for the chassis. So there is the engine now that has been, because it's more compact, it's been able to move it a lot more forward. So we can have a longer swing arm and a bike that is proportioned just like a race bike would be. So yeah, I think that this base will be very strong to work with. And from what I've heard already on the even the complete standard bike with standard exhaust, the power that is, and the power curve is very, very nice. So yes, on paper, this bike look like it's a revolution.
You've raced in, I don't know if you remember, but Sylvain briefly rode in BSB before what year was it? 2009. Came into the championship. A lot of people said he wouldn't like the circuits. A MotoGP man couldn't come to BSB and get on with the tracks, the small, the Brands Hatch Indy and all that sort of thing. You did 2 rounds. You went to Brands Hatch Indy, where you won one and finished second in another. You went to Oulton Park, which is probably the most difficult English circuit to get your head round, and you finished, I think, a second and a third. Then you got knocked off in round 3 at Donington, and that pretty much finished your season. So the question is, have you been to Cadwell, Knockhill? Have you actually done anything around a lot of the other circuits?
Yeah, quite a few tracks.
Okay.
I mean, I've been in England for
living in England
12 years now.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of experiences on different tracks with different machines.
Yeah.
I also obviously I've raced in Donington many times.
Yeah.
Silverstone, Cadwell Park I raced, even though it was my return race. So I did quite a lot of work on the tracks already. The only ones I don't know is Knockhill and Thruxton. But we've got a good plan working on discovering those tracks and developing the bike. And I don't think, a track like Woolton Park, it was really, definitely interesting going there and discovering it. But you can if you work hard, you can learn quick.
Yeah, and actually, has anybody ridden Woolton Park or Cadwell Park? Right, you've done track days there. Honestly, if you've never ridden those two circuits, they are quintessentially British circuits. Nowhere else like them in the world. I've ridden a lot of circuits in the world. There's nowhere like Cadwell. The type of places you go, and for half a day, you're actually scared of them. For half a day, then you get used to it, and then by the second day, they're the best tracks to ride. Fantastic.
Yeah, they track like this because they're quite complex. They take take more time to feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But it's part of the fun as well because they are challenging and they are interesting. And when you get it right, it's really rewarding. So, if anybody is thinking of going there, you should try Woolton or Cadwell. It's a must, really.
Yeah, but take your time. Take your time because they are the circuits. If you try it, you think you get to know them. Half a day, you think, I know this place. And they are the ones that's going to bite you on the bum. They're not like these circuits you can remember in 2 laps and it ain't going to ever sort of come back and haunt you. Have you seen the level of BSB? Have you been following it? I know you've been in World Superbike a few years. Now, do you keep across BSB about where the level is? I know your old sparring partner from World Superbike, Leon Haslam, came back 16 this year and didn't get it all his own way. He's been at the front, but...
No, I've always followed BSB for a long time. So I know what is going on. I watch all the races. I've seen this season was really interesting, and I think next year is going to be even more interesting now with more challengers.
Yep.
We've got Davide that's coming back. Me on the new Suzuki. So it will be. It's going to be an interesting year. I've seen that the level this year as well has raised up. Very fast times in Donington, very fast rhythms as well. So it's very challenging, very interesting, and it's a massive challenge because I expect some really strong battles.
When you go and test the bike, obviously Superbikes are based on road bikes, so you get your road bike and then the factory will be sending parts and swing arms and all the rest of it. You'll start to build your race bikes. When do you actually get to ride them? Because there's work to do. This no matter how good the road bike is, you need to make this into a race bike.
Oh yeah, it's not easy. There's a lot of work to do, and Hawk Racing is working at getting everything sorted now, so we can go out in the new year and start working hard.
Spain. You can't test, you're not testing in the UK.
I'm not scared of the cold. Sometimes we go to Aragon. Aragon winter testing the track is very cold.
Yeah.
So, and with the Pirelli tires, cold doesn't really matter. You get grip anyway. So I'm not worried where we're going to start with. We're going to have to get a really good understanding of the bike, and we can do that in UK as well.
Are you still in Leicestershire? I thought you were going to...
Yeah, I'm only about half an hour from here, yeah.
Perfect. And have you still got the electric bicycle?
Oh yeah, I got 4 now.
I went to his house to do a little interview for Eurosport pre-season, I think 2 years ago. And we did this little sit-down interview, really, really nice. And as soon as the director bloke said, right, that's it, we've got it, he says, come here. And he's got me into his... all races have toy boxes. It's not a garage, it's kind of a toy box. So you've got your motocross bike, your trials bike, and he's not interested in any of that. He pulls out this, it looks like a downhill mountain bike, but it's got a battery on it and a thing. And he throws it at me, says, get round, and he flips some switches. He's got it's it's like it's as fast as if you pedal hard, it's as fast as a little motocross bike. It's a rocket. But then sometime after that, you actually hurt yourself off it, didn't you?
No, it was actually on a normal bike.
Oh, is that normal bike? Okay. But you're still on your electric bike?
Yeah, still I use it for training. It's fun, and I use it for training. So still use it.
If you could, you've ridden a lot of bikes, a lot of everything. It always interests me that a superbike is a brilliant bike. I love the super sport bikes, but I've since had a chance to ride really nice 250s, and nothing rides like them. Is a 250 race bike the purest bike you've ever ridden? Would you say?
Yeah, I'll say I mean, what I'm after, and I think in life it's important to have different experiences.
Yeah.
And every bike is a different experience. Also, you know, from one brand to another, even from the superbikes, they all have their own DNA. They all have their own characteristic.
Yeah.
And it's actually, you can find that DNA. You find it from no matter if you try the road bike, the full road bike, or the full superbike version, you get that
similarity.
Similarity. So I really like to enjoy different types of bikes. For sure, the 500 two-stroke was something really special because it was such an animal.
Raw.
Yeah, just raw. Yeah, and very light as well. So I'll always remember that. The 250 was great for corner speed, was unbelievable, and then the MotoGP was just ridiculous speed, really, because I rode the 1000 and the 800.
Yeah.
So a lot of power.
Ridiculous speed.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah.
Like fun or?
Sorry.
Fun.
Oh yeah, really fun. Yeah, really fun. But like never stopping, even in 6th gear, just still wants to rip your arms off. Really, really good. But the superbikes are not slow, you know. The superbikes now are very powerful, and when you got to handle them around some tracks like we said, like Walton or Cadwell, it's good sport. So it's really interesting. And riding bikes gives you always that. It always gives you that special feeling, that special connection that you have to with the bike. So I'll say every experience is different, no matter what you ride.
Yeah. This is the difference between. If you watch a bit of car racing, cars can be set up exactly. You can set each car up almost the same and it's all mechanical. Bikes, what Sylvain's just touched on there, you know, you buy a motorbike, you ride it, you do a track day right on the road. You get some bikes that are a perfectly good bike that just doesn't suit the way you are. It just doesn't suit you. Then you get another bike and you just think, and that's motorbikes, and that's what makes them interesting for me. That's why I love some motorbikes and not so much others. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, you have to have that connection. That's why I'm so excited about trying that little one behind.
Yeah.
Little, it's not little, but I am really excited because it will be a complete new experience.
Yep.
And it looks like already we've got a really positive vibe about it.
Yeah.
So we're all very excited there. Suzuki, the Hawk Racing team, and myself, we're very much looking forward to it.
I know they're excited because there's about 50 people from Suzuki backstage drinking our flipping water now and eating our sandwiches. So we're going to get one of them on because I don't know whether you know, but the team that's been running under the build-based banner with BMWs this year in British Superbike is that's Hawk Racing, based at Mallory, just up the road, and it's them that's going to be running the official Suzuki squad with Sylvain and whoever else is going to be his teammate. So what we'll do, the team's run by a great fella, been in the paddock a long time, and is a good mate of mine actually. So let's get him on and we'll talk to him about how the team's going to be run. So Stuart Hicken, Stuart, are you back there? There he is. Stuart, exciting times for you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
We can't wait to get going, really. If my name were Alex Ferguson, I've just signed Cantona.
Yeah, well, I must admit, you one of the things, with a brand new bike, you don't really, you need somebody, A, who is going to be quick enough, and B, who's going to be develop it quick enough to get you hitting the ground running, really.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Sylvain, we couldn't have anybody better. It took a long while. We've chased him a long while, but we've finally got there.
You one of them?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you're not going to do it for no, is it? I wouldn't. Well, I'd have to do it for no now. Nobody'd pay me. Big challenge developing it, or are you getting some help from Japan? How much, you know, but sometimes when you get a race, a street bike to make into a race bike, it's just a case of buying the bits, bolting it on. If you've got a little bit of factory help, this is a brand new bike. You've almost got to develop it into, you know, develop your own parts and decide what you're doing with it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a direct link with Yoshimura and with the factory.
Oh, that's good.
And there are lots and lots of parts that are already made. The bike has been running for probably 3 months.
Yeah.
Under, you know, Superbike guys in Japan, in the Japanese Championship as well, and testing.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy where we are at the moment. Evidently, our big thing is that, you know, we've got to get it onto Motec because of BSB, but we're quite a long way down the line there because we've had a bike now for about 3 weeks.
And you've always punched, team-wise, I think you've always punched above your weight a little bit. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it's compared to some of the other teams, it has been a smaller team. It's you, it's your lad, but you've always got results over and above, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things we say, we always, you know, we do punch above our weight. I think now with Sylvain and with the help of a racing factory like Suzuki, and I'm hoping, you know, we're going to be them further up the sharp end.
Who's the second rider? This is going to get touchy.
Not decided as yet.
Have you got any money left? It's going to have to be
not a lot.
Have to be a cheapie, innit?
Not a lot.
I'm only mucking about. Sorry. When I know Sylvain said, when do you expect to be out on the bikes, and where? Are you going abroad or?
We will possibly have a bike running by this Friday.
Right.
That's what we're planning.
Yep.
If Motec pull the finger out, so we'll hopefully have one running for Friday, and then we'll go from there. I've told him to be ready for Boxing Day at Mallory Park for the plum pudding, so, you know, we might have a spare one for yourself.
I'd have a run round. I've done that before. I've waited till I've actually been at the plum pudding meeting where they've scraped the snow off the circuit and we've raced. It's not good. It's not good. Boxing Day is what it is.
Yeah. No, I've been before. Yeah.
I only did it once. Realistically, where do you think you would be happy finishing in BSB? I'm thinking if you're not in the showdown, that's a complete failure. But do you really think with a brand new bike that you're going to be shoving for a championship?
Well, we've done it before.
I know that.
So I don't see why with a much more quality rider that we can't be at the sharp end reasonably quickly. That's what we're looking at. We'll be disappointed if we don't.
And have you explained to them how many people come and watch BSB now? There's typically, I think it averages about 35,000. Yeah, so some weekends 35,000. That's like an average, but sometimes 60,000 people going to watch. It's a bit of pressure on you now.
And I went to Cadwell this year.
Ah, right, okay.
Cadwell.
50,000 people.
And it was just incredible.
Oh, you were there? Of course I saw you.
Yeah, I was there. So I actually couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So yes, I know there is a big following of the championship. But it's no surprise, really. It's a really exciting championship.
Yeah, brilliant championship.
And it's great to see so much, so much following. Yes, I know there's a lot in UK, a lot of Suzuki fans as well. So I hope we can, give them something to cheer about.
Yeah, me too, lads. All the best this coming season. I'll watch with interest. I'll see you everywhere, every meeting anyway, because I'll be there doing the Eurosport thing with a bit of luck. So, ladies and gents, please put your hands together for Stuart Hicken and for Sylvain Guintoli.